Hey there! In this video, which is from the LG 2.2 review number 2, we're going to go over how to find the slope from a table. So that's going to be looking at numbers 7, 8, and 9. Well, we won't really go over 9 because that's on the quiz. So we're just looking at numbers 7 and 8 here. Okay, so we have these XY tables and we're trying to find the slope. So as you know, slope is rise over run, but when we're going from a table, sometimes it's nice to think of it as the change in Y over the change in X. And when I say change in Y, I'm going to use this nifty little triangle, which represents change. So change in Y over the change in X. Okay, let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to take this number on the Y side, and I'm going to subtract this number. So let's see, -8 minus a -8. So I'm going to have those two negative signs right there, right? Minus a negative. So let's think about that. Minus a negative, those are going to be like adding an 8. Those two negative signs come together and form a positive. So it's going to be more like -8 plus 8. And that is going to equal 0. Okay, so that means that 0 is the change in Y. So that's going to be our number on top. I'll go ahead and write it right down here. So 0 is going to be on top. Let's figure out the change in X. For the change in X, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it over here on the X side. So take the 11 and subtract the 12 from it. So 11 minus 12 equals -1. So that's the number right there. That's going to go on the bottom. That's your change in X. So it looks like we have 0 over -1, which is going to simplify to a 0, because 0 over anything is going to be equal to 0. So I'm just going to write a 0 right up here. And when you think about it, a 0 slope is going to be what kind of line? Horizontal or vertical? It's going to be horizontal, right? Just like this. And when you have the same Y over and over as you go from left to right across your coordinate plane, that's going to form a horizontal line. So when you think about it all together, it does make sense. When you have the same Y's repeated over and over, the slope will be 0 for that horizontal line. Let's go to number 8. Okay, same idea here. We want the change in Y over the change in X. So for change in Y, I'm going to take this number right here, the 27, and I'm going to subtract 32. So 27 minus 32, that is going to equal -5. So that's the number that's going to go on top for me. I'll go ahead and write it right now. -5 over, and I didn't really leave myself a lot of room, but let's see what we can do here. We want to do 10 minus a -15. I'll write it here. 10 minus a -15. So as we know, that's the same thing as 10 plus 15, which equals 25. So this is our number then to go on the bottom right here. Here, I'll draw some nice little arrows. That went there, and this one went here. Okay, so can this be simplified? Yeah, it sure can. That can simplify to -1 over 5. And can we do anything else with this? No, it's ready to go. So that's our slope, and we'll put that right here. Okie doke. Thanks for watching.